contemporary, fluid, passion. Traits that define Howard Schatz today. More than acknowledged by the press, industry, and collectors, Schatz has attained a coveted seat as a visionary in photography. Indeed, some works are homages to history. Most are elegant comments on the human spirit, if not the photographer solely. Gallery M, in conjunction with the Art Quarterly, presents an exclusive interview with Howard Schatz. We sat down with Howard in his New York City studio on September 29, 2007. The question that always is posed to us is, are these digital prints? And from our standpoint, the technology is changing and photographers choose how they want to print, and it's ultimately the photographer's choice. From a marketability standpoint, the rarer nature of it makes it of more value.
I see.
So that's why printing as a Cibachrome makes sense from a dealer perspective. Obviously, there's technical issues in printing those, difficult issues in printing those.
Huge challenge.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to limit it, because we, for example, just went through printing the Corps du Ballet large. 6 months before I approved the print.
Right.
6 months
Right.
of going back and forth and back and forth. Whereas with inkjet prints, archival pigment prints, I get a perfect result with just some back and forth work. It may take a week, but it may take 2 days, and rarely takes more than a week. And then I can redo them exactly. You know, sometimes little things change in temperature and stuff.
Right.
But I can redo them, and it's like a pleasure.
Exactly.
So anyway, that's it.
Gallery M, we've represented Howard, I believe, since we opened our doors. And the advantage for collectors that have collected with us is they may be exposed to the fact that some of his earlier works may never be printed like that again. Is that?
Well, they are. I mean, they are. Those images, like the girl underwater that I shot with film.
Yeah. Well, not many girls underwater, but the one that you're referring to.
The wedding dress.
Oh, the wedding dress, okay.
That image, we use the film.
Right.
I mean, it would make every bit of sense to scan the film and then touch up any little particles of dust rather than touch it up later. Cibachrome you can't touch up later. So you scan at high res and then you touch it up, but then you can still print it in a photographic process. I believe to make a great picture, every element of it has to be right. Every element. There can't be anything that's crappy in it. Otherwise, it's going to be like that. So that's number one. But to answer your question, I try not to pay attention to what people think, to admiration, to compliment, to fawning, to any of that. Because for me, truly, if I make a great image, I feel it's a blessing. Some mysterious spiritual God has visited me for that day or that moment, and I came out lucky, and oh my God, isn't this the greatest thing? And my real concern in the world is my next image. What can I do today or tomorrow to revisit, to not revisit, but to achieve again something that's miraculous? For H2O, this book, I shot somewhere between 100 and 200,000 frames.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then...
was that from a certain period from your last book to now?
Yeah, over 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
From, I'd say, 2002 2000, 2001 to 2006 when I had to stop for at least the book. I didn't stop. I've continued to shoot, but stuff that got in this book. I edited those frames down to 1,000 pictures I really liked.
Only 1,000?
Yeah. Yeah. And I worked on those pictures. I worked on my curves and the cropping and the composition and what could I do to them to make them perfect and beautiful and fantastic. And time is a great editor. You know, you sometimes put something in your gallery and it's just great, and you keep looking at it, looking at it, looking at it, looking at it. After a while, you're tired of it. It's not so great anymore. Time is a fantastic editor. We don't always have time to judge, but time is a great editor. So over the course of the 4, 5, 6 years, I edited down those 1,000 to 300. 300. Then to choose the 100 images, the new 100 images in this book, I and 4 other people did an edit. One was a very famous photo editor, works for a very famous magazine here in New York. One is a creative director of a very famous magazine. One was a photography critic who did a major photography critical review every single month for a major magazine for many years. One was Beverly and one was me. And I said, this is our assignment: give every picture an A, a B, a C, a D, or an E. 1 of 5 points. A, it's fantastic and it's got to go in the book. B, it's really good. It should go in the book, probably. C is, I don't know, I'm not sure. D is, no, I don't think so. It's not so great. It's good, but it's not so great. It's not spectacular. And E is no way. Leave it out. It's ordinary. It's common. It's not composed well. It's not conceived well. It's not done so great. And you'll be surprised to hear that 100 of the 300 pictures got at least 4 letters, if not 5. Great photo editors with great experience. One rated A, one B, one C, one D, one E. Or maybe 1 A, 2 Bs in a D and an E.
Right.
It's amazing. Forget it. So we took those out.
Yeah.
The 100 that were chosen for the book got 4 A's or B's.
Okay.
Many got all A's. Some got 3 A's and 2 B's. Some got 2 A's and 3 B's. Some got 2 and 2 and something else. And then there were 100 that were also all over, but not maybe one of each. Maybe you got 2 D's and 2 B's or something like that.
You have some commentary about various shoots in the book.
Yeah.
For example, Atlantis and Sports Illustrated and War. And one that I'd love to start with that Myrna and I have been fascinated by, and I'm more so now after seeing some of the comments in the book, was The Birth of Venus.
Yeah.
And how did you know you wanted to do that kind of
Okay,
work?
so let me answer the first part. Let me respond to the first statement, and then get to the second statement.
Okay.
The reason why I scattered throughout the book every 20 pages or so words is just because when you design a book, which I designed this book, you want every turn of the page to be a little surprise. So sometimes there's 1 picture, sometimes 2 pictures. Sometimes the 2 pictures relate to each other. Sometimes they relate, but it's mysterious, it's psychological. And then every 15 or 20 or 25 pages, there's a little story. There's a little explanation. There's something to read. And I did that just for relief. So you look through a picture book, you can get tired, no matter how great the pictures are. So I scattered throughout stories or words. Now, The Birth of Venus. I think we put your gallery in the book, didn't we?
You did.
I mean, it's prominent.
Every time you do it, we just really appreciate it.
Fine Art Prints, page 168.
Yeah.
Gallery M, Denver, Colorado. There it is.
We love it. Gallery M, where there's more to art than meets the wall.